we now have a trinomial 4x squared minus 8x plus 4. 4x squared minus 8x plus 4. So how can we rearrange this? Well, some of you may have noticed that there's a common factor here. 4 is a common factor for all three terms. We can factor it out. I'll show you how to do it with the Algebra Tiles in a moment. But let's say we didn't see that. Well, we still line these up into squares or rectangles. So we can either 2 by 2 or 1 by 4. And then we're trying to line these up as well. Either 2 by 2 or 1 by 4. If I line it up this way, there is 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if this works. This works, right? Because I can rearrange them into a rectangle. And I did not violate any rules. Negative times a negative gets you positive. Negative times a negative gets you positive. And there's minus 8x. So what does that mean? Well, that means I can do 1 and 4 here. And 1 and 4 here. Because this is negative, both of these factors needs to be in minus. So when I look at it and go, well, criss-cross, this is 1 times negative 4, so that's minus 4x. 4 times negative 1, that's also negative 4, that gets us negative 8. So we can write it as x minus 1, 4x minus 4. So that works. And I have a rectangle. And if you see that, oh wait, I can also do common factor here. So to completely factorize this, and then I got x minus 1. Common factor out here, this is left with x minus 1. X minus 1, same bracket twice. X minus 1 squared. Well, but this is not a square. What's happening here? Here is another way that we can look at this. Right? We got this factor to be 4x minus 1 all squared. But this doesn't look very square to me. This looks very rectangular. So how can we rearrange this to make sense out of that? Well, let's try to make a square shape out of these tiles. So rather than doing 4 by 1 or 1 by 4, we put them into squares first. Move the sticks out of the way and then trying to attempt to rearrange them into a square. So this is also 2 by 2. Algebraically, it means 2, 2, and this is 2x and 2x, right? 2x gets you 4x squared, and 2 times 2 gets you that. But because we have red sticks here, 8 of them, these two, we usually turn these two to negatives. So that when I rearrange them, I get a square shape. This side is 2x minus 2. This side is 2x minus 2. So when I multiply diagonally, 2x times negative 2 gets us negative 4x. 2x times negative 2 gets us another negative 4x. So we can write it as 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2, and this is a square shape. So we can write it as 2x minus 2 squared. But wait, that's not the same, is it? Well, if we go back one step here, there's common factor in both of the brackets. Or if you look at this here, you got common factor in the bracket squared. So if I skip over to this line, this can be 2x minus 1, and this is also 2 times x minus 1. The 2 can multiply, it becomes 4. These two are the same bracket. So it's 4 of, right? Multiply can be of 4 of x minus 1 squared. But this is not that. This shape is this. There's a common factor between all three terms, right? All of them has a factor of 4. So I can do 4 bracket x squared minus 2x plus 1. Well, what does a tile mean then? That means that you take all these tiles, separate 4 groups of x squared minus 2x plus 1. X squared minus 2x plus 1. So that means I have 4 sets of these. I'm going to leave these 3 here for now because it's a lot easier to factor one group because remember, we have 4 sets of the same thing. So we're repeating the tiles 3 more times. So let's factor this. This is x squared. This is 1. And I have 2 negatives. So I can rearrange them like that. When one of them is x minus 1, x minus 1. This is 1, 1. And this is x, x. And because this is negative, we go minus, minus. Diagonal multiply, we get x minus 1, x minus 1. So we have 4 copies. Remember, this 4 is still here. X minus 1, x minus 1, which gets us 4 of x minus 1 squared. And this is the complete picture. There are 4 of these. You see the repeating pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And each one of them is a x minus 1, x minus 1, and I have 4 copies of that. 4 times x minus 1 all squared.